Hi, I'm Corey Wilkins with Ears Only Audio. Thank you so much for stopping by again today. I really appreciate it. When you get a chance, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button so you can see some more videos coming out of the studio. That would be great. So if you've watched some of my previous videos, you've probably heard my computer's obnoxious robot voice. That's called voiceover when you have a Macintosh. And I just wanted to take a minute to show you just how accessible Pro Tools is with voiceover on a Macintosh, because it really has very few limitations for the blind. And I just wanted to show you how it works. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a whole entire small project where we'll do a little recording, a little bit of editing, and some mixing. So you can see how I use my screen reader to help guide me through the whole process, so I know what's showing up on the screen and I can perform all of these functions just as effectively as a sighted person. So first off, let's just talk about what voiceover is for a second. Voiceover basically is my eyes. It sees what's on the screen and it talks it out. Like right here up on my screen right now, I have the dashboard window for Pro Tools. When you first open it up, you know, and it asks you if you want to make a new project.
Name. Untitled. Edit text.
You
are currently on the text
we're going to actually...
beginning of text.
We're going to create a new project here, and we're actually going to have my 3.5-year-old come in and do some tracking for us. She's going to sing a little bit for us. So I think she's going to sing us Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So
T.I.N.K.L.E. space T.I.N.K.L.E. space L.I.T.L.E. space S.T.A.R. star.
Now my keyboard has no modifications for it or anything like that. It's just a standard Logitech wireless keyboard. So if you have a Mac and you want to check this out and see what VoiceOver actually does, you can just hit Command F5 and it'll start talking to you. And when you get annoyed by it, you can hit Command F5 again and it will go away. See, I'll show you. We'll hit Command F5.
VoiceOver off.
We'll hit it again.
VoiceOver on Pro Tools. Mix. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star window. Tracks. Has keyboard focus.
It tells me right where I am. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put up a few audio tracks. So I'm just going to use the standard Pro Tools keyboard command. Almost everything I do is accomplished with the keyboard. So we're going to use the standard Command Shift N.
New tracks.
We're going to want 3 tracks. So I can go through this. I'll actually arrow through here.
3. Edit text. New. Mono. Pop-up audio track. Pop-up button. In. You are currently on the pop add row button. Cancel button. Create button. You are currently on the button. Mix. Twinkle Twinkle Little.
Okay. I want to rename these tracks.
Track list audio 1. Track list audio 1.
So I'm also running this extra set of sort of voiceover scripts called Flo Tools. It was actually developed by a few people from Berklee College of Music in Boston who were working in the audio department there, and one of them was blind and they wanted a little better accessibility with Pro Tools. It's perfectly accessible without Flo Tools, but Flo Tools makes everything so much faster. So now that I'm over Audio 1, I'm going to double tap the T to get to my track menu.
Menu 11 items hide. Hide and make inactive. Make inactive. Scroll into view. Freeze. Commit ellipsis. Bounce ellipsis. New ellipsis. Rename ellipsis. You are currently
We're going to go to rename.
To choose this menu, Audio 1 window. Clean lead.
And then I'm just going to go ahead and type what I want to name this track. So this is going to be, I'm going to record my acoustic guitar in mid-side. So we're going to call this acoustic mid.
Audio 2. Name.
My next track comes up. We're going to call it acoustic side.
You are currently on the text area.
Now we're in our third one.
Selection deleted.
We're going to call this
Emily space
Vox.
Now in mix. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
So now
track list acoustic mid. Acoustic side. Emily Vox. Audio track.
There we go. I have a pair of microphones set up here for a mid-side configuration. So one is in cardioid with the capsule pointed directly at to where my 12th fret is going to be. And the other is in figure 8 with the null area, the side of that microphone, pointed right at where my 12th fret is going to be. So it's going to pick up more of the sides of the room rather than the direct guitar. Now, let's just see what kind of levels we're going to get. Oh, before I show you that, I wanted to show you how I can tell I'm on the correct inputs.
Track list, acoustic mid.
So I get over the track that I want, which is right now acoustic mid, and I hit the letter I on my keyboard.
In 1.
And it tells me it's in 1. I go over to acoustic side.
Acoustic side. In 2.
And I'm in 2.
Acoustic.
And those are on my DM3200 console. And now I'm going to arm the acoustic mid, and let's see what kind of level we're getting.
Armed.
Now I will use my hand here just to make sure I'm lined up with the area of the guitar that I want. I've already done that, but I just want to double check. So definitely when you can't see, recording does become a bit more hands-on. Okay, let's see what we're getting for a level. So to check the level, I have this on pre-fader metering, although my faders are at 0 almost all the time when I record. But just to check my level, I'm going to hit the P key over this track, and it'll tell me what my peak is.
Minus 17.0.
It's minus 17, so I'm coming in a little bit cold. So I'm just going to reach up here, open up that mic pre a bit more. Now let's see where we are.
Minus 8.0.
Right in that ballpark. That's what I'm talking about, baby. All right. We got levels. I think we are ready to record. If I don't hit the ride cymbal with my guitar. New location and all that. All right. I look lined up pretty good. We're at the top of the track. Oh. We're going to hit same command as everyone else to record in Pro Tools. Command spacebar. Here we go. Double tap R again to disarm these tracks.
Track list, acoustic mid, audio track, not armed, acoustic side, audio not armed.
So we have our star vocalist getting ready to sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. This is Emily Bradshaw, my beautiful daughter. Say hi, Emily.
Hi.
She is 3.5 years old. And let's get a level up on her
Acoustics, Emily Vox.
vocal. So we're going back in 1, since we only have one microphone up. We're going to arm this. Did you leave the pop filter where it was?
Yes.
Okay, good girl.
Armed.
Okay, sing a little bit of Twinkle Twinkle for me.
Minus 31.0. Minus 31.
Oh, keep going.
Little star, how I wonder what you are. Up
Minus 22.8.
We're so high.
Minus 17.9.
Like a diamond
Minus
in
12.8.
the sky. Twinkle, twinkle,
Minus 12.8.
little star, how I
Minus
wonder what
5.9.
you are.
Okay, good, good. Good job. Go.
Twinkle, little
Oh.
What?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
I
There we go.
mixed up.
It's okay.
I'm joking.
Go.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder
Okay, sweetie, I just want to capture the first line one more time, okay? Can we just do the first twinkle twinkle? Hold on, I need to be able to punch you in. You got it this time. I'll cue you again, okay? All right. Go. Perfect. Let's address this vocal first. We'll just start mixing here. So we have a reasonably dynamic vocal, and her volume is a little low to begin with. So the first thing that we're going to do, I think, is just insert a limiter on her.
Audio track.
So to instantiate our limiter in the A slot, I'm going to hit Command 1.
Menu 3 items checkmark. No insert.
And I'm going to hit down arrow.
Plugin.
It's going
Submenu.
to say plugin.
You are
I'm going to
currently
hit
on the
right
menu
arrow
item.
to open up that submenu.
Plugin. Submenu.
Down arrow.
Dynamics.
I'm going to
Submenu.
open up Dynamics. Right arrow.
Dynamics. Submenu 14
I'm
item.
going to go down until I hear Maxim, which is the limiter that comes with Pro Tools.
BF blue chat CL8 din 3 data massy CT massy test maxim mono. You
Now
are
I'm going
currently
to
on the
hit Option Control Spacebar, which is also Option Control together are your voiceover keys. So if you ever hear me say voiceover spacebar or VO spacebar, that's what that means. Option and Control. So I'm going to hit VO spacebar.
tracks plugin maxim
We
window.
open up Maxim. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set the
FXDB,
ceiling on
FXDB.
here to, I don't know, let's call it -6. So we'll raise up her loudest point by 3.8 dB
0.0 dB input -0
before we compress anything.
-2.8 dB.
So all I did was came over to this parameter, hit voiceover shift down arrow to interact with it. Now I'm just hitting
Minus
voiceover and holding down the down arrow.
-4.8 -4
Tell you to -6.
-5.9 dB -6.0 dB.
Okay.
Out of parameter 0.0 dB.
Then I hit voiceover shift up arrow to get out of that parameter. Now I'm going to hit voiceover shift down arrow to get into the threshold parameter.
In parameter
And I'm going to start pulling this down.
-0. Watching game.
So I want an audio representation of my gain reduction because I can't watch the meter. So not only do I want to know when gain reduction is happening, I also want to know the shape of it. So you can see the meter, like if you have a song that's got kick and
Reduction
snare,
meter.
you can see the meter going pop, 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 pop if you want it to hit in time with the kick and snare. I can't see that, so I want to be able to hear it. So with these extra Flo Tools scripts, they have a gain reduction meter built in where I can actually hear the computer make a little ticking sound every time compression is actually reducing the gain on a channel. And then when I'm done listening to a pass, I can hit shift semicolon and it'll tell me the maximum amount of gain reduction that I achieved during the section that I just listened to. Let's see if we have any gain reduction going on yet.
Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what.
-2.
So we just got -2 and I'm perfectly happy with that.
Deactivate.
The next thing I want to do is add in a channel strip so I get a little bit of EQ and maybe a couple other tools that I might need to maybe some extra compression or whatever. That, like I said, this is a very dynamic vocal, and I can get that all on one plugin. So to instantiate that channel strip, we're going to go for that in the B slot right after our limiter. So I'm going to hit Command 2 on my numbers row to tell it to go in the B spot.
Menu 3 items checkmark. No
Go
insert.
down to the plugin.
Plugin submenu 24
EQ.
items EQ blue cap BX up channel strip mono.
We're going to
You
grab
are
this
currently on
channel
the menu
strip.
item. Press tracks.
The first thing we're going to do is
0.
grab the high pass
out
filter.
0 3 out in 0 0 2 out in 0 0 P 1 0 out 2 0 1 0 out filter invert in
Quite a
out
bit
of
of the
vertical
low end of my acoustic guitar is coming through
0.12
here.
dB to 0.6 hertz
I
in
didn't think
vertical
she would do as well with
21.
headphones on, so
58.60.6 95
use this high pass filter
100
pretty aggressively.
100 100
That's already cleaned it up a bucket load. Let's see if we have any of that weird low mid stuff. It doesn't sound like there's quite as much
0.00 peak 4 hour in 0.50
as I can get quite a bit of the time. Let's get a reasonably narrow cue here.
7.60 6.32
And
vertical.
I'm just using every time I want to interact with one of these parameters to change the parameter, whether it be Q, whether it be frequency, whatever. I'm just hitting voiceover, so that's Control Option, the Shift key, and the down arrow. And then when I want to stop changing the parameter, I'll hit those same keys except up arrow.
3 to out in vertical in out of 3 to in vertical parent 3 3
So let's see if we got something kind of in that 4 to 500.
405.7 hertz.
There's definitely something around here.
417.3.
Okay, before we go too far down the EQ road, one thing that I will pretty much always do is turn the volume of my computer all the way down when I'm EQing something, so that I'm not making judgments based on the frequency numbers that I hear. I'm making judgments based on what's coming out of the actual monitors. Right there. Now I'll turn it up and see where I am.
6.538.9 hertz.
538. Alright, I've done some additional processing on the lead vocal here. Mostly just adding some more compression to just even it out a little bit. I'm going to also have to do just a touch of volume automation for the first line of this song. Now it's time to address these guitars. Now, when you do mid-side, the first thing you want to do is take your side microphone and duplicate it.
Mix. Track acoustic side. Audio track. Menu 11 items hide.
So we're going to double tap that T to bring up my track menu. I actually know that duplicate is near the end, so I'm going to hit the end key.
Delete ellipsis. Duplicate ellipsis.
Go up arrow
You are
once and I've
currently on
got
a menu
duplicate.
item. To choose this duplicate tracks
I've
window.
just got one, that's what I want.
Mix. Twinkle twinkle little star window.
So
Tracks.
now
Mix.
I have two side microphones.
Twinkle twinkle
Two
little star.
copies of that side.
Track list pop acoustic side. Acoustic side.dup1.
In the A slot of the acoustic side duplicate, I'm going to put a channel strip, mostly just because it has a phase switch.
Menu 3 items check plugin. Sub plugin. Blue BX channel strip. Mono. Press plugin. FXTDM edit view. Plug in FXTD.
And I'm going to go
0
flip the
1
phase.
lock pop in open off 0 points off in off phase switch and slash in vertical.
And when I do, they should disappear. I've got the side and the duplicate soloed up. Gonna flip the phase and maybe they'll disappear.
On.
Good. Now, we'll go ahead and pan them left, right. Mute the vocal for now. I'm going to pull down the sides just a little. Now, what I want to do is I actually want to filter out the sides just a little bit more aggressively than I want to filter out the bottom of the mid. So I'm just going to solo up this first side.
Mix. Track acoustic mid. Acoustic side. Audio track.
And I'm just going to use the trusty EQ31 band here, just for a high pass filter.
Menu 3 up plugin dynamics sub EQ blue beat check EQ31 band track FXTD in FXTD 1 2 deep peak filter in parameter.
We're interacting with that parameter. We're going to voice over down arrow until it says high pass filter.
Not low high pass. Out of parameter.
Then leave that parameter.
1,000.0 hertz.
That sounds pretty good to me. That's right around 200. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to copy this setting.
Out of parameter.
So we have the exact same.
Out of FXTD. Made automate plug next previous set EQ31 target effect bypass. Plug in automation innate less than factory default A in acoustic side. Auto. Settings menu. Pop-up button.
So we'll go to the settings menu and go down to copy.
Menu 9 item. Save set. Copy settings. Command shift. Press settings menu. Pop-up button.
Okay, now we'll close
Ignoring
this
next
window.
offload. Save.
We'll go to our duplicate track.
Tracklet acoustic side. Acoustic side. .dup1.
We're going to be in the B slot now.
Menu 3 items. Plugin. Submenu. Plugin. EQ. Loop. B channel. EQ 3 1 band. Mono. Tracks.
band.
Plug. Priest settings menu. Pop-up button. Menu 9.
Paste our settings.
Save set. Copy. Paste settings. Command shift. Press setting.
Let's do a
FXTDM
double
edit
check.
view. In FXT 0.0200.0 hertz. Frequency. Param 112. High pass. Filter type. Parameter.
Perfect.
Out of FXTDM edit view.
Put
Plugin.
these on
You
together.
are currently on the plugin.
Let's add the mid in. Okay, all the rest of the processing that I'm going to do with these
Ignoring
guitars,
high offload. Save.
I'm going to do to all of them together. So we're going to bus them together. We're going to make a guitar bus for these 3 tracks.
Tracklet acoustic side. .dup1.
So the way I can put my bus right after, say, my 3 acoustic tracks is I'm just going to open up the track menu and then I'll select this track.
Menu 11 items high.
I'm just going to
Closing
escape out of it. Then I'm going to hit Command-Shift-N.
New track.
I'm going to hit Command right arrow to make it stereo. Command down arrow to make it aux bus.
1. Edit text. New. Stereo. Aux input. Pop-up button.
Go ahead and hit enter.
Mix. Swing.
Now I have an aux input.
Tracklet acoustics aux 1. Aux track.
We're going to set the input for this aux to bus 1, 2. We're going to double tap I.
Menu 4
Arrow
items.
down to bus.
Interface. Bus. Submenu. Bus.
Bus
Submenu
1, 2,
12
so
items.
this
Bus 1
first
2.
one here.
Stereo. Press. Bus 1.
Now we're going to set the outputs for these 3 guitar tracks. Actually, we're going to rename this one first.
Aux 1. Aux track.
So track
Menu 12
menu.
items. Delete. Split. Duplicate. Rename ellipsis. Aux 1
Name.
window.
And we're going to call this just,
U-I-T-A-R-S.
actually
S.
just guitar. It's just one
Now in
guitar.
mix. Swing.
3 tracks of it. Okay, now we're going to route these 3 guitars, the mid, the side, and the side duplicate, to this aux bus.
Track list. Pop. Acoustic mid. Audio.
So to route the outputs, we're going to double tap O.
Menu 5 items. Output. Bus. Submenu.
Bus.
Bus. Submenu 36 items. Bus 1 2.
Bus
Stereo.
1, 2.
To interact with items. Acoustic side. Menu 5. Bus. Submenu. Acoustic side. Menu. Bus. Submenu.
If I had a bunch of
press
tracks, I could
acoustic
group them
side.
together, and I'd only have to do that once. That would be fine. I just got lazy.
Guitar. Aux track.
So now I can instantiate plugins on my aux bus the same way I did on an audio track, but now it will work on all 3 guitar tracks together. So let's go ahead and just put the channel strip that I like to use here in the A slot with Command 1.
Menu 4 item. Multi-channel plugin. Submit. EQ. Sub. Blue cat. BX channel strip.
Cool, so a lot of my rumble that was annoying, I just was able to take out with a real quick and easy high-pass filter.
Out of vertical.
Now, I know that this guitar usually records something that's kind of honky right in that somewhere between 6 and 800. And I'm definitely hearing it. I like the Avid channel strip because you can solo up frequency, so you don't have to boost
6.32.
a whole bunch.
5 point.
And search and destroy. You can just
Out of
solo it
vertical
up.
3 to invert 300. 586.8.
All right, so we'll pull it back just below where I think it's probably going to be, and I'll start rolling it up. Again, I've turned the volume of my computer all the way down. We'll hit play, and we'll start finding out where this frequency is. Right there. Right there. You start to almost hear it whistle a little bit.
5.676.3 hertz.
676, what'd I tell you?
In each inverted out of 0.0.
Okay, so that wasn't that good.
In vertical minus 0.
Start taking a little bit of this
Minus
down.
2.1 dB.
It's pretty loud, so I'm going to start by taking around just over 2 dB and see how much more I might need to go.
Minus 3.1 dB. Minus 3.4 dB. Minus 3.5 dB.
Now we can address just a little bit of compression on this acoustic guitar just to make sure it stays tame. We're not going to really try and change the sound of it. We just want it to sort of conform just a little bit. This is finger picking. A few of the notes that maybe I picked just a little bit harder with my finger, or it caught maybe a little bit more of a nail, are going to just jump out at us a little bit more. So we're going to just go ahead and try and fold those in just a touch. We're getting close to done. So the next thing I want to do is a couple of different automations on this lead vocal. I want to do a mute automation at the beginning. As you can hear, when I solo her up, there's the cue, there's the big breath that she takes. Go. Right, so we can go ahead and get rid of all of that stuff with just a little bit of mute automation, and I'll show you how I do that. Let's go ahead and do it on the keyboard. The first thing I'm going to do is hit Command and then 4 on my numpad, and that's going to bring up a dialog that tells me what kind of automation I want to write. So for starters, I want to write some mute automation. So Command 4.
Automation checked. Window. Suspend automate. Right, enable. Enable plugin automate selected. Enable volume automation.
I'm going to unselect volume automation right now.
Press enable. Enable set. Enable pan automate. Enable send pan. Enable mute automation button.
We're
Press.
just going to enable mute automation right now.
Ignoring next key. Hide all floating window.
Get rid of that window.
Acoustic guitar. Emily Vox.
We're going to, I'm actually going to use my keyboard to write this right now instead of my control surface. And so we're going to write a static passive automation so it knows that it's supposed to be unmuted except for when I tell it to be muted. So to get to our different automation modes, I'm going to double tap A.
Menu 5 items checkmark red. Touch. Latch. Right. You are currently in the menu. Like press right. Emily.
Make sure we're not muted, which we're not, but we'll just
Off.
make sure. So I'm going to just drop a marker right here at the very beginning. And we'll listen to right after I give the cue. Go. Okay, so now I have my point that I want to automate, my selection. We're going to go right.
Menu 5 right. You are currently press right.
We're going to double tap on M to mute.
On.
And we're going to hit play. Now, normally I would have my other tracks up, but I just had this in solo for the sake of the video, and we ought to be done by now. Let's go back to the beginning, and then it should come on when it's ready.
Twinkle, twinkle.
We've written our mute automation. Next thing I want to do is I want to write some volume automation. So I'm going to pull things out of solo because it's obviously pretty imperative to do most things with all of the elements in, but especially something like volume automation. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set a selection for where I know I want to volume automate this up a little bit because she sings the first line or so a little softer than the rest of the song.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
All right.
twinkle, twinkle, little star.
That's my selection. We're actually gonna do this on the keyboard as well, just so I can show you that you can do it on the keyboard. Normally I would write this in touch mode with my console, but just to show you that it can be done on the keyboard without actual physical faders and burning.
Tracks.
Let's change our automation mode
Automation check.
to volume automation.
Window. Right. Enable volume automation. But press. Enable selected. And press it. Ignoring next. High ball floating. Acoustic guitar. Emily Vox.
Okay, we'll set a static passive automation for volume.
Minus 0.1 dB. Menu right off right. To interact.
Okay, that's where that is. I'm guessing we're going to want to go up about 1.5, maybe 2 dB.
Menu right. To enter with items in this
Let's
group.
go ahead
Press
and go
Control
up.
Option.
Let's go up 2 dB.
Plus 1.4 dB. Plus 1.9 dB.
Here we go.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder.
Okay, star still sounds a little quiet to me. We're going to move that up even just a little bit more. So we're just going to make a selection on star.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Okay, I'm not too disappointed that I didn't catch that S, although I did catch the breath.
Twinkle, little star.
Okay, so we're just going to automate this up a little bit more.
Plus 1.9 dB. Menu 5 edit right.
Maybe another dB.
Plus 2.9 dB. Emily Vox. Audio track.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I
Okay, I'm happy with that. All right, so to add in this reverb, we need another stereo aux. I want it to go after my vocal and before my master fader, so I'm on my vocal. I'm going to open up that track menu just to select the track.
Menu 11 items hide.
Escape,
Closing menu.
Command-Shift-N,
New.
Command right arrow, Command down arrow, gives us
Mix.
an aux.
Twinkle. Track. Guitar. Emily Vox 1.
Set it to bus 3-4.
Menu 4 interfit. Bus 3-4. Stereo. Press bus 3-4. Stereo. Aux 1. Aux track. Emily aux 1. Aux track.
Rename it.
Menu
Track
12.
menu.
Delete. Duplicate. Rename ellipsis. Aux 1 window. Clean
Just
lead.
call
Edit
it
text. R B. Now in mix. Twinkle.
Okay, let's grab
Emily Vox. Verb. Aux.
good old-fashioned D-verb. Command 1.
Menu 4 multi-channel plugin. EQ. Submit dynamic pitch. Reverb. Reverb. Submenu 1 item deep. Track.
We'll go ahead and grab a preset here. Maybe like a bright plate might sound kind of good.
Presetting auto. Verb. Track A. Insert less than factory. Menu 32. Small short room. Short plate. Pulsing. Plate up. Plate bright 2. Plate bright 2.
Let's try this one. I don't know if I've heard this one much. Now let's start sending some things over to the reverb. Let's send the vocal over.
Track list. It could guitar. Emily Vox. Audio
So
track.
since we're setting up a send, we do it very similar to how we would set up an insert. You know, we use Command 1 to go to Insert A. We're going to use Control Command 1 to go to Send A on this track.
Menu 5 items checkmark. No send. Output. Bus.
We're going to
Submenu.
bus
Bus
3-4.
3-4. Stereo. Press but window. Target in out. Audio priest link set 0. Mute but minus infinity.
I keep meaning
Inverted
to
Minus 1.
change the default to 0 instead of minus infinite. It'll save me some time while I'm doing this. And I just haven't remembered to do it. Except for when I'm sitting right here mixing, and then I'm busy and I don't want to lose my train of thought, and then I forget.
Minus 0.5. Minus 1. Minus 8.5 dB.
Let's see how this sounds.
How I wonder what you are above.
Sounds pretty darn good. We have recorded, done some editing, and mixed a complete song without looking at the screen a single time, because I couldn't if I had to. And that's how I do it. It's just listening to my computer and then listening to the music. The great part about it is I'm never tempted to look at the screen to look and see if an EQ curve looks normal or not.
Now in mix.
I listen to it. You know, you do get tempted to say, oh yeah, I always cut drums around 400, and you sort of have that bias, you know, and you pull up your EQ and you get 400 going, and you're like, oh yeah, that must sound bad, it's 400. So I really try to just turn my computer down when I'm EQing, like I said before, so I don't hear the number of the frequency. And the good thing is I can change the parameter, that frequency parameter, without looking at the screen. So I don't need to know what it is. It's completely irrelevant to me. I can just turn the volume down and hit my up and down arrows that will change the frequency for me. And I don't have to hear the feedback of the numbers. I can just hear the feedback of what's going on in the music through my monitors. And it's a really great way to take advantage and turn a possible barrier to me doing this for a living into an advantage. I don't think not being able to see makes me a phenomenal mixer. We don't have like super Batman hearing or anything like that. But I do think that if I really take the time to find little ways to turn a potential weakness, which is not being able to see my screen, into a point of strength where I can have an advantage over somebody who has to look at their screen, it certainly can't hurt. So that's how I do it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this interesting and insightful and helpful for your understanding of how someone who can't see the computer could possibly run a Pro Tools session. I'm Corey Wilkins for Ears Only Audio. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, support, like, share. I appreciate it a whole bunch. A lot of fun getting to know you guys. Leave some comments in the comments section, and I'd love to have a conversation with y'all about anything. You can ask me any questions you want to about how I might do anything that I do here in the studio, mic placements or anything like that. There's a lot of stuff that people rely on their eyes for that I have to find workarounds for, and to me that's part of the fun. So anyway, if you do have any other questions, just leave them in the comment section. I will be happy to address them just as soon as I can. And don't be shy. I don't get offended or frustrated or whatever when somebody asks me questions about not being able to see. I think it's interesting, and it can only help if I make myself accessible to you. It can only help myself. It can only help other blind people who are trying to do something and who are maybe trying to get into a field where they are at a perceived disadvantage. So go ahead, if you do have anything you want to say or any comments you want to leave or questions you want to ask, please do, and I am absolutely happy to answer them for you. All right, thanks again for watching. I will see you next time.